Peace and blessings, everybody, and welcome to Storytime. My name is Miss Bernise, and I started doing Storytime to help engage, inspire, and empower people through literacy. If you're joining me for the first time, thank you and welcome. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. I hope you guys enjoyed the story for today, which I'm going to show you in just a moment. Excuse me, trying to get everything correct. So I normally like to read over a story before I have it available for story time. And wow, I'm going to try to get through this one without crying because when I read the book, it actually moved me. And I wasn't even sure if I was going to read it because I was like, wow, it was very moving. But I thought about one of the reasons why I started doing story time. And part of that is to empower people. And sometimes, even though it makes us sad, opening up conversations helps people to heal. And the author of this book wrote this story as a way to empower himself and to heal over something that he was going through. And wow, I hope I do it some justice in reading it today. This story is called Knock Knock, My Dad's Dream for Me. And it's written by Daniel Beatty and illustrated by Brian Collier. So I hope you guys enjoyed this story. And for those of you all who share similar stories, which I do know a few people, I hope that this book empowers you. If you are watching this live, or if you are watching the replay, because I will be saving this post, please share it out to someone that you think could enjoy and use this story. Okay? It's called Knock Knock. Every morning, I play a game with my father. He goes, knock, knock on my door, and I pretend to be asleep till he gets right next to the bed. Then I get up and jump into his arms. Good morning, Papa. And my Papa, he tells me, I love you. We share a game. Knock, knock. And then one day, the knock never comes. I wait, but Papa's not there to play our game. And morning after morning, he never comes. He never comes to help me get ready for school. He never comes to cook my favorite scrambled eggs. He never comes to help me with my homework after school. I listen at the door, but I never hear his knock. And then I think maybe he comes when I'm not home. So I decide to write him a letter and leave it on my desk. Papa, come home. Because I miss you. I miss you waking me in the morning and telling me you loved me. Papa, come home, because there are things I don't know. And when I get older, I thought you could teach me how to dribble a ball, how to shave. How to drive, how to fix the car. Papa, come home, because I want to be just like you, but I'm forgetting who you are. Two whole months pass, and my letter to my papa still sits on my desk. But I leave it and wait for my papa's knock. And then one day I come home from school, and on my desk I find a letter from my father. Dear son, ask your mama to help you make those scrambled eggs we love. Remember to do your homework before you watch TV. I'm sorry, I will not be coming home. For every lesson I will not be there to teach you, hear these words. As you grow older, shave shave in one direction with strong, deliberate strokes to avoid irritation. Dribble the page with the brilliance of your ballpoint pen. No longer will I be there to knock on your door, so you must learn to knock for yourself. Knock, knock down the doors that I could not. Knock, knock to open new doors to your dreams. Knock, knock for me, for as long as you become your best, the best of me still lives in you. Knock, knock with the knowledge that you are my son and you have a bright, beautiful future. For despite my absence, you are still here. Knock, knock. Who's there? You are. That is the end of the story. But I thought it was important to read this author's note. It reads, when I was a small child, my father was my principal caregiver. While my mother was at the office working, my father would change my diapers, feed me, and let me ride on his shoulders to the grocery store. He also woke me up each morning with our private knock-knock game. When I was 3, he was incarcerated. My mother took me to visit him in prison, and he was behind glass. This experience was traumatic for me, and I was not allowed to visit my father again in prison for many years. As I grew older, I became aware of the tremendous void created by my father's absence. On my journey to adulthood, I realized how important it was for me to address the pain created by this separation. Later, as an educator of small children, I discovered how many of my students were also dealing with the loss of a father from incarceration, divorce, or sometimes even death. This experience prompted me to tell the story of this loss from a child's perspective, and also to offer hope that every fatherless child can still create the most beautiful life possible. And that is the note from the author, Daniel Beatty. Thank you, Daniel Beatty, for writing this story. Wow. I know people now who have lost someone that they love to incarceration. And many of us have lost someone because of death, um, divorce, and many other things, and it stays with you. And so Mr. Beatty wrote this book as a way to help him to deal with his pain. So for those of you all who are writing out there and may have experiences like this, your story can help to heal someone, or at least help them begin to heal and to address that hurt that they're feeling that they may not quite know how to deal with it. Thank you, Daniel Beatty. This book helped me. This book helped me to cry tears that I needed to cry after losing so many people these past few years during this pandemic, and even just recently. When you lose someone that you love, wow, unless you've been through it, losing someone close, it's hard to describe that feeling. And it's something that you have to adjust to, regardless of whether or not you want to, because that's just the way it is. And you may want to hear their voice and you want to see them, and you just can't do it. And sometimes the different feelings that we go through during that time, wow, you have your ups and your downs where you stop and you recall pleasant memories. And then sometimes you cry because you miss them. And sometimes you're angry for whatever those reasons are. So I'm grateful to have found this book that helped me to cry when I needed to cry over the loss of loved ones. So I hope that this story, Knock Knock, helps whoever needs to hear this story. So if you think you know someone that can benefit from this story, Knock Knock, by Daniel Beatty and illustrated by Brian Collier, I got this book at the library. You can check it out. And I think there's even ways that you can check these books out online. I hope that this story empowers you. I hope that this story inspires those of you all who are considering making a book to write your story, because your story can help someone, regardless of whether you believe it can or not. It actually may do it. So write those stories. And I will be posting a workshop very soon about how to help you to make your own book. like I made my book, Say Goodbye to Nightmares. I learned the process of how to make a book because as an educator, I like doing project-based activities, and I want to help those who I am teaching how to write and those who are learning how to read, how to make a book. And if you are interested in joining one of our workshops, I will be sharing something very soon. It'll be on my website of the dates and times that you can sign up for those classes so that we can write those stories that we are thinking about and those stories that are absolutely necessary for those who need our stories. Until the next time, I hope you guys enjoy the